dear students. Now we see Standard 9 Science Unit 19 Plant Physiology. What is plant physiology? Plant physiology is the study of plants and their functions and its behaviors. Animals move in search of food, shelter and for reproduction. Do plants show such movement? Have you observed the leaves of touch me not plant close on touching? These movements are triggered by an external stimuli. Unlike plants and like animals, plants do not move on their own from one place to another, but can move their body parts for getting sunlight, water, and nutrients. In this chapter, we will study about various movements in plants, photosynthesis, and transpiration. Now, let us know about tropism in plants. Tropism is a unidirectional movement of a whole or part of a plant towards the direction of stimuli. Types of tropism. Based on the nature of stimuli, tropism can be classified as phototropism, geotropism, hydrotropism, thigmotropism, and chemotropism. Now the first one is phototropism. What is phototropism? Movement of plant pot towards light is known as the phototropism. Example for phototropism is shoot of a plant. Next one is hydrotropism. Movement of plant or pot of a plant towards the water. That is called as hydrotropism. Example for hydrotropism is the root of a plant. Next one is geotropism. Movement of plant in response to gravity is known as geotropism. Example, root of plant. Next, thigmotropism. Movement of plant pot due to touch is known as thigmotropism. Example, climbing vines. Chemotropism. Now, let us know about chemotropism. Movement of a part of plant in response to chemicals is known as chemotropism. Example, growth of pollen tube in response to sugar present on the stigma. Tropism is generally termed positive if growth is towards the signal and negative if it is away from the signal. Shoot of a plant move towards the light, the roots move away. Thus the shoots are positively phototrophic. Usually, shoot system of a plant is positively phototropic and negatively geotropic, and root systems is negatively phototropic and positively geotropic. Now let us know about nastic movements. What is nastic movement? Nastic movements are non-directional response of a plant or part of a plant to stimulus. Based on the nature of a stimuli, nastic movements are classified as photonasty, thigmonasty, and thermonasty. The first one is photonasty. What is photonasty? Movement of part of a plant in response to light. That is known as the photonasty. For example, Ipomea alba. That is a moonflower. It opens in night and closes during the day. Another example is Taraxacum officinale. It blooms in the morning and closes in the evening. Next one is thigmonasty. What is thigmonasty? Movement of part of a plant in response to touch is known as thigmonasty. For example, Mimosa pudica that folds leaves and droops when touched. It is also known as seismonasty. Dionaea muscipula. The Venus flytrap presents a spectacular example of thigmonasty. It exhibits one of the fastest known nastic movement. The last one is thermonasty. Movement of part of a plant is associated with the change in temperature. Example, tulip. Tulip flowers bloom as the temperature increases. The next topic is photosynthesis. Photo means light and the synthesis means to build. This photosynthesis literally means building up with the help of light. During this process, the light energy is converted into chemical energy. Green plants are autotrophic in their mode of nutrition because they prepare their food material through a process called photosynthesis. The overall reaction is 6 carbon dioxide plus 12 water that with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll gives glucose 6 C6H12O6 glucose plus 6 molecule of water and 6 molecule of oxygen. The end product of photosynthesis is glucose, which will be converted into starch and stored in the plant body. Plants take in carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, but for its living, plants also need oxygen to carry on cellular respiration. The chlorophyll, water, carbon dioxide and sunlight are necessary for photosynthesis. Now let us know about the transpiration. Transpiration. What is transpiration? The loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of a plant body is called as transpiration. The leaves have tiny microscopic pores that is called as stomata. Water evaporates through these stomata. Now we see about the structure of stomata. Each stomata is surrounded by guard cells. These guard cells help in regulating the rate of transpiration by opening and closing of stomata. Now the types of transpiration. There are 3 types of transpiration, that is stomatal transpiration, cuticular transpiration and lenticular transpiration. Stomatal transpiration means the loss of water from plants through stomata. It accounts for 90 to 90% of water transpired from leaves. Next one is cuticular transpiration, loss of water in plants through the cuticle. Lenticular transpiration, here the loss of water from plants as vapor through the lenticels. The lenticels are tiny openings that protrude from the barks of the woody stems and twigs as well as in other plant organs. Now we know about the reasons necessary for transpiration. It creates a pull in leaf and stem. It creates an absorption force in roots. It is necessary for continuous supply of minerals. It regulates the temperature of the plant. Now the last topic is exchange of gases. How does the plant get air? Yes, the leaves have minute pores called stomata through which the exchange of air takes place. These minute pores can be seen through a microscope. Air exchange takes place continuously through the stomata. Plants exchange gases continuously through these stomata. Thank you, students.